This is a journey back in time.
They say it's hard to find now because it's grown in.
Back a century, when lives and landscapes would be forever changed by war. How one battle would destroy a community of 140, thousands of kilometers from the front.
You can hardly believe it was like that, eh? This is all the trees are growing up.
Yeah.
How conflict would erase the town of Three Arms and force families away.
Oh, we're home again.
It is a struggle for Eric Moore to return to Three Arms. His was the last family to leave the island, and one of just a handful still alive who ever lived here.
Well, it's kind of sad in a way.
Yeah.
You know, when you see it now and when it was alive. The place is dead now. It's all written down underneath.
The fate of the community was sealed in 1916
Yeah, that's it.
by the death of this man, a young lieutenant of the First World War. Word of Stephen Norris's death crashed into Three Arms like a giant wave. And then came a dispatch all the way from France to his parents saying he was killed instantaneously by a big shell just as he was trying to rescue another man who'd been buried by another shell. His commanding officer saying to his mother and father, their son was a most promising officer, and I deeply regret his loss.
Now, you never knew him, of
Oh,
course.
God, no.
But you knew the family.
Yes, well, I knew Mrs. Norris.
The Norris family owned all the businesses in Three Arms, a fish plant, a store, and several schooners. Devastated by losing his son and with his other children not interested in taking over, Norris's father would shut it all down within a few years.
With the loss of the
Well,
Norris family.
Yeah, well, that was the end of it. You had to go someplace else then, and there was no point in anybody coming here. They had nothing to get, you know.
Homes would be abandoned. All that remains are foundations, remnants of a shattered community.
Yeah, break your heart, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
An echo of the effects across Newfoundland and Canada.
I like to think of how things were and the people who were here before me and just how their lives were different from ours. I'd love to step back in time and just walk through these fields with them. I really like...
Nancy Verges is trying to keep the history of Three Arms alive. Now, Eric Moore's neighbor, she's here to ensure his memories are not lost.
Those boards there?
Yeah,
That's the church.
it blew down.
It's almost like a living museum. The more you read about it, you can almost see the life that was here, especially going through with you guys, and you know, you're studying the land more. And you know, I see the house that was there, and then you think, okay, well, the little kids that ran in and out that door 100 times, or the church threshold. You know, how many people walked through there? We only have stories to tell us now.
But for Nancy, there's even more of a connection.
This is the big hill.
Her own husband served until recently in Canada's army, and so her family also carries the wounds of war.
I can see the difference. I can see the change in them. And it just carries on throughout the years, so I can see the effects as he gets older.
But that kind of change also would have happened to families a century ago.
Well, of course, it was still war. It was still people getting hurt. It was still people's sons and daughters not coming home, and then their life changes and it continues on down.
And in some cases, communities disappear.
And communities disappear. Life as you know it, it's gone.
Well, that's life, I suppose. You just got to kind of keep on going.
This is likely a final farewell to Three Arms for Eric. Age has made the journey a challenge. Pulling himself back in the boat, leaving the home taken from him by war. He wept on the boat ride out, thankful for one last look. David Coleman, CBC News, Three Arms, Newfoundland.